mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
I woke up, then I logged in to that Urban X where they be flexing with that blog in. Put it down, cause my little homie called in. Had to bail him out, he in trouble with the law again. Black skin can't win in the white world. Seen a brother kill his own kid for that white girl. We ain't wanna go to school, but we had to. Every February it was scary in them classrooms. Shimmy y'all, shimmy yay. Old dirty bastards can't own dirty slaves, so they own dirty masters. Black Dot found a pot as a youngin', broke it down for his son, and now he serve it to the masses.
Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Black mask, man, it's time to rock. I had to find a way, I couldn't find a job. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God. Couldn't find a prayer, couldn't find a God.
Urban excellence, a product of my residence. From 40 to 44, Obama was the president. I told mama I ain't trying to go to church. I'm like Adam, every Adam is a product of the dirt. And I've been reaping what he sowed. I got the product, got the dirt. And I can teach you what I know, but then you gotta put in work. You in trouble if you waiting on the government. I told my bro I make it out the hood, and that's a covenant.
What's good? What's good?
Peace.
Welcome back to another episode of the Urban X Podcast.
Urban X Podcast in the building. Happy to be here with you on this electrifying Thursday night.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys.
All right. This starts our weekend, so to speak.
Yeah, Thursdays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Except tomorrow, I'm rocking with AA Rashid.
Exactly.
Let's clap that up immediately.
Exactly.
And with AA, we never know where this thing gonna go.
Yeah.
This thing could be all over the place.
Yeah.
Yes?
That's why it's not live.
No, it's gonna be.
Yeah,
we live.
Y'all live. Yeah.
We live in the mix.
Yeah, y'all all live.
We are in the mix, so make sure you tune in tomorrow and rock with us.
Can everybody hear us? Are we good? Are we good? Cause I heard somebody say they ain't see any they ain't hear any sound.
We should be good. One for sound.
One for sound. One for sound. One if we're good.
One for sound. We should be good.
Okay.
You see ones?
Oh, yeah, we good. We good. We straight.
All right.
All right. We straight. We straight.
All right.
So what's up, man? How was your week?
Everything is great, man.
Yeah, I saw that.
What's going around, man? Did you wipe?
No, that was not me.
Okay. Flies running around
That was not me.
This motherfucker. Yes, everything is great, man. Life is good. Happy to be alive. Happy to be breathing. Just launched the Urban X, or the Hulk consultations where I'm doing, life coaching people, and I'm already booked for the month of August. All right.
Shouts out to you.
So, I'm very happy about that, to be able to, because some of the questions that I'm answering on the Hulk series, which I appreciate people's support, they're just general answers.
Yeah.
I don't know what your life is like. I don't know what your behaviors are like. I don't know what your habits are like. I don't know what your desires are like. So this extensive sit down and evaluation gives me a chance to curtail answers directly for you and have time to meditate on what's going to be best for you based on my opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a lot of these questions that we get in the Hulk, I don't even look at them. I let, wifey handle them, and they shoot them so that my answers can be as honest and spontaneous as possible. But this, when you sit down for a full consultation, I want to be able to have the time and share with you and grow with you. And you're going to handle all of our business consultations.
Yeah.
People want websites, podcasts, YouTube channels.
Yeah, it took me a while to realize, like, I'm actually pretty knowledgeable in those.
Yes.
Like, I was helping a couple of my friends. I was like, wait, I know what I'm doing here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So that's going to be something. I'm not sure when it's actually live on the Urban X at NYC now. You can book now, but, I'll start promoting it on my Instagram and Twitter and stuff like that soon.
Yes, start promoting so people can know.
Yeah.
Thank you to Ramon Anwar and somebody else.
Yeah, and
Tyrone Lawrence.
And Freddie P. Thank you for joining us, because I know the Rick Ross 2 Chainz versus is going on right now. I was really into it before we started.
Yes.
I was really into it. I got Ross winning right now.
Yes, I think Ross is putting in that work.
Yeah, and even though I think 2 Chainz is actually holding his own a little bit, more than I expected.
Right.
But Ross is taking that.
Yeah, I think Ross is going to be the winner.
His catalog is too long.
His catalog, I thought Ross and T.I. was going to be a better matchup, because T.I. has a lot of time in the game, and has accumulated hits over the course of time.
Yeah.
But
and thank you, Andrea.
2 Chainz it is.
I mean, Rick Ross.
Yes, I mean, yeah, but 2 Chainz, Rick Ross settled for 2 Chainz. Is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So with that being said, how has your journey through fatherhood been?
Oh man,
this week. You know, you should write a journal.
I should.
You should start like a mini blog, right, of every week.
I should.
Because you in week 5. This is the beginning stages of a long journey.
Yeah.
And those notes become like a book over the course of time. And young pops can. I'm just trying to show you how to do this thing. You know what I mean?
All right.
And young pops can get in and. Oh, I'm glad Malcolm told me about that. Even though each situation could be different, but the general aspect of your child growing and learning is, you know.
But it's been really cool. I'm like super tired.
Yes.
Like very tired.
Yes.
And it's only because his sleep schedule isn't really all the way there yet, and he just like for some reason just knows when I hit that real good cusp of sleep.
As soon as you go to the underworld, he's right there.
He's up, looking at me.
Yeah, like nope, you're not gonna do that. Giovanni Johnson, thank you so much. We appreciate the overall support. But there's a lot to be learned every week, and he grows. His personality is already developing. You know what I mean? So. Just a note, and to everybody in the Urban X Nation.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
We appreciate you.
Every single week. And don't forget, we got a new channel.
Yes, the Urban Extras channel.
Yes, and we've been putting some pieces up.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? It was a lot of things that we wanted to put up on the big channel, but we didn't want it to get lost. You know what I mean?
Right.
We didn't want it to get lost with the podcast and the Hulk. So if you want extra stuff for him, you know, his old rap shows, we got old interviews he's done, interviews I've done. We're gonna put it on there. All of our skits and stuff, they're gonna be there.
Yes. We just thought of a new one today.
We did. It was funny.
That's gonna be funny. That's gonna be real funny.
I'm excited for that one.
So with that being said, man, let's
do it.
Let's do this.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So you want to get into Common? And
let's get right into that.
Yeah, so Common earlier this week was accused of sexual assault by what's her name? Jaguar
Wright.
Right, yeah. She's from Philly.
She's from Philly. She's a super dope soul singer. Her voice is very distinct. A lot of people from the Roots and other groups use her. Jay-Z used her
for the song Cry, right?
For the song Cry, and for that whole live piece he did, which is amazing. So the whole neo soul movement had a number of members, and over the course of time, I guess she kind of fell out with the Roots, and as a result of that, you know, she has some issues. She's been airing a lot of things out after the death of Malik B. We was calling him Malik B. It's Malik B.
Yeah.
And she took that very, very hard because he was a very close friend of hers. And she felt that the Roots and everybody else who he was the secret influencer of did not really honor him on his way out during his transition. We see a lot of that at times. You know what I mean? Out of sight, out of mind. So she began to speak from her heart of things she know and things, you know, she began to uncover about the Roots, about Jill Scott, about Erykah Badu, and about Common, among other things. And one of the things she mentioned about Common is that there was a sexual assault that took place, in which he tried to put his penis in her mouth while she was asleep or something. But let me say this from the beginning. When you're listening for truth, or, you know, you're trying to measure or quantify the vibration of truth coming from somebody's, mouth or from their throat chakra, you generally can tell if there's some truth there. Not talking about all the specific details, because over the course of time, we forget times, we forget dates, but you always remember specific things that happened to you. So I say that to say, most of the stuff that she unveiled, I believe her,
right?
Because she was on the tour buses, she was, doing this and doing that. The one thing that confused me about the Common situation, and ladies, don't beat me up, but help me, walk me through this, because I'm not saying because she mentioned that they were together. She mentioned that, Erykah Badu took Common from her. So they were a couple, and if they were a couple and he was moving for a little bit of ass and she was like, not tonight, boo, you know what I mean? But when she was asleep, he maybe tried to agitate it. Is that considered a sexual assault?
Well, it is if she said no the first time.
Right. But even if they married. So we understand that. So I'm not discrediting that, but I'm simply saying I just was a little confused, because at first I thought they were not a couple,
right? Yeah,
and they just was in like a tour bus or something, and he just decided to pop his joint down my throat or something. Yeah. And then, as the conversation progressed, and she said they were like a couple, I began to say, well, damn, what was his intent? Maybe it was like, yo, come on, boo, I know you tired, but
right.
See me the way you've been seeing me. And the fact that she says no, which is such a strict rule, it doesn't matter if I've been boning you 40 years. If I say no tonight, you can't have none.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't want to violate that law. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's a very sensitive thing. But is there a gray area in that if we are a couple and I'm just trying to get a little something? You know what I'm saying? Like you roll over and
So that's where a lot of the gray area stuff comes in, because a lot of, we say no means no, right?
Right.
So in that moment, no means no. He respected that in that moment, right?
Right.
But again, when you're a couple, when you're with somebody, y'all both do spontaneous things. So maybe he had it misconstrued. Maybe he thought, right. You get what I'm saying? So I see where that can get lost.
And that's the only point. And I got to make that clear, because the people will let me have it. I am not saying that he was right in any shape, form, or fashion. I'm saying as a couple, if wifey say, look, I'm not in the mood tonight, and then in the middle of the night, I still try to get some, am I sexually assaulting my wife? You know what I mean?
That's where a lot of people, that's where it could get dicey, because like you said, like years later, say y'all break up or whatever.
Somebody said Jaguar Wright. Yeah. Jaguar's Right.
Oh,
that's her name. Yeah.
So because like say y'all break, so say that happens and you don't think nothing of it. Then years later it comes out and she's saying you sexually assaulted. You're like, whoa.
Right. So this is what I'm saying.
It does get dicey.
But I started out by saying I believe 90% of the stuff she said about all of this kind of stuff. I just felt that if they were a couple, as she clearly stated, Erykah Badu took him from her as a couple. Do you get a little bit more leeway, especially if you didn't forcibly, you know what I mean? But did he forcibly?
That's what it sound like.
Okay, yeah.
That's what it sound like. You wake up, you're like, wait, what?
Right. Yeah. Okay, so I'll stand down on that. Just
but allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly. Somebody said allegedly.
What about all the other stuff she
Well, she mentioned a lot of things, about what happens on the tour bus, and I know these things that happen on the tour bus, and her being a woman on the tour bus, and the fellas not respecting her as a woman, and she's seeing some really bizarre things on the tour bus.
I thought it was interesting because that whole camp, Roots, Common,
the neo soul,
and then she's basically saying like that it's a front for a lot of just nastiness that goes, or what she's saying is they're not different from.
Well, again, when you understand the human behavior, the neo soul didn't put them above anybody. They just created a sound. That's it, a sound and a unique vibration that went with them with that. But ass is ass, And niggas gonna act like niggas on the tour bus when 50 women are lining up by the tour bus and they just want to get on the tour bus and make it happen. Usually the women have a separate tour bus. Gotcha. Like if you have women on the tour, they usually on a separate tour bus and they conduct themselves totally different. The fellas usually, will have what we call the fringe benefits of being a celebrity, and it can get crazy and it can get wild. You know what I mean? So, but the fact that she had to witness that and she held that internally to keep the public image of all of this stuff going is now, but we're in the stage of the revealing as we constantly speak. So we're going to hear more and more stories. And she said, don't get me to start talking about my thing. And how many, brothers she probably who were married or whatever, because that industry is a whole different world than what the average public gets a chance to see. Yeah. You know what I mean? So we get to see one aspect of it. And she talked about the beef between Jill Scott and Erykah Badu, because of course that Roots song, Jill Scott wrote it, and she thought that was going to be her debut single, and they bumped her and put Erykah Badu on it, and it confused people. And how Jaguar Wright and Jill Scott, she said, were very, very close, very close. And then, things started happening. So some of it can be attributed to bitterness. Some of it can be attributed to her going through mental breakdowns because she lost her son violently. And because she lost her son violently, and she expected, as most people do, the friends and families to be there, no one really came. Not no one, but the way she was breaking it down, a lot of these people didn't even come to check on her. And that will create resentment. And resentment with truth is a whole animal. That's an atomic bomb. It is. Resentment, and I can't really get at you, is one thing. Resentment with what I know is an atomic bomb. So we're starting to see the explosion take place, because she's been on her Instagram going way in. You know what I mean? And back to the Common aspect, who was sort of like one of the vanguards for the Me Too movement, and not disrespecting. So I don't want to throw Common under the bus. He should have a fair opportunity to give his opinion or his take on what happened, if that happened at all. You know what I mean?
Well, remember that book I was reading about Malcolm Gladwell, Talking to Strangers? It was talking about how you can have a conversation with somebody and y'all can be in agreement, but y'all can take it, y'all can walk away with two different perspectives. You get what I'm saying?
If I'm on a long frequency and you're on a short frequency, and we're trying to connect, we can almost agree, but we still walk away confused.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. That happens a lot in your relationship. You and your girl be arguing. Be like, wait a minute, we just agreed on this, but yet we're still in a disagreement. You know what I mean? So yes.
So that moment that she's talking about, and especially we're talking about it in 2020 with 2020 eyes, right?
Right.
With 2020 vision.
Right. Right.
No pun intended. But that sounds, when she said it, I'm like, okay, that is sexual assault. But then with the relationship thing, he probably took it another way, like, oh, I'm just maybe just not tonight. She's not feeling it tonight.
Right. And maybe he's done that before and was successful.
Right. And then maybe he just walked away with it. Okay, just not tonight. I'll get it tomorrow. You get what I mean?
Right. So again, if my wife is mad at me, not tonight, but in the middle of the night, I go for it. Am I sexually assaulting my wife?
Right.
Or she don't say nothing until 20 years later.
Right.
When I divorce her, I've been thinking about it, and getting me one of them little 22-year-old and make my millions, make her sign, NDA and all that. Then she comes out with these allegations about what I did.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky situation. It's a landmine for brothers to even try to walk that line. So I'm trying to tread carefully and using what I think. Free boss. Thank you so much. And using perspective as a superpower. So perspective is something that most of us don't want to deal with. We only want to look at things from our perspective and say that's the only way. Like if I'm looking at a number 9, but on your side it's a number 6, and we both right about the situation. Back to perception. That creates confusion. So I always try my best to put myself in the other person's shoes, how hard it is, because sometimes it's hard, and then go, yeah, I can see how they can say that I was disrespectful or, things of that nature. So in a situation like this, before we come to conclusions, before we hear what comments, it's all speculation.
Because somebody said, y'all weren't there. We weren't there.
Right. Well, we've never been there with most of the stuff. Yeah. So by us conversating about it, everybody's doing is speculating. This could go all the way to trial and nobody was there but him and her. Right. And if the jury sympathizes, she don't even have to be right. She could be lying. But if the jury sympathizes with her, he's going to jail. Mm-hmm. Simple as that. Or if his lawyer can make her look crazy and deranged, even though she's telling the truth. Yeah, right? Yeah. How many times have we seen that?
That's happened
a woman that's been telling
times,
the truth, but the lawyer is so good at what he does. Now he gets off. Yeah. So let's not nitpick about we was there, because I ain't never been there for no satanic rituals, but I'm pretty sure they go on. I ain't seen no kids raped and murdered, but I'm willing to bet my life that it happens. So we have to begin to jump over that nitpicking stuff and really just use common sense. And, try to assess what happened here. Common has always had a great reputation, with his music, with his message, with his image, and things of that nature. And I haven't heard anything bad about Jaguar Wright whatsoever. Just a soulful voice. And she has new music coming, and she's kind of revised herself, and she's ready to go. So we just want to keep an eye on the situation, give Common the perfect opportunity, equal opportunity.
I'm curious to see if he addresses it or how he
addresses it or not at all, because by her sitting in her car smoking marijuana cigarettes for her depression and things of that nature and spilling all of this, each individual from the roots could go after it, or they can let it be and let everyone else just assume she's off her rocker. You know what I mean? Very interesting. Very. Peace to the gods. Y'all stay with the knowledge. Much gratitude, Grand Dot. I like that, Grand Dot. I'm going to have to roll with that. And Papa Malk. Appreciate that, Janelle Naomi. Appreciate you.
Peace.
1111. You already know. So open these portholes.
Into the sounds of Urban X.
So another day and another slow news day, but Joe Biden came to save the day.
Joe Biden came once again to save the day.
Came to save the day. He was getting interviewed, and he was talking, giving one of his really long-winded, incoherent spiels, and he said that, and I'm paraphrasing here, I'm not directly quoting, but he said that, unlike the African American community, the Latin community, which is way more diverse.
Yeah, and they're willing to basically make adjustments.
And then I wanted to, because I thought it was interesting too. Ever since the "You Ain't Black" thing, he's really kind of almost abandoned trying to get the black vote. If you had noticed that.
Yes, like maybe his advisors told him just let that go. Yeah. Black people are so forgiving.
Yeah.
Right, sure. So they're gonna vote for him. His vote for black people is already locked in.
Yeah, so it's just like why try?
Why even try to cater to black people? Go for the Hispanic crowd,
which put their money behind their vote.
Who put their money behind their vote, and who could even though still vote for Trump. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them think they white, and he represents more of a white America. They both white, doesn't really matter. But I'm simply saying. Yeah. So his advisors may have told him, "Dude, you keep making this worse. Stay away from the black people that vote, because black people are gullible when it comes to voting. That vote is locked in. Trump is doing so bad that they don't have no choice but to vote for you. Kanye is out of the race in a lot of
states.
And then I heard one of his campaign managers was really working for Trump all along. John Legend put that up on his Twitter page. Oh. So I'm not sure how true that is.
Okay.
But we knew that he was either going to try to split the Biden vote, if anything.
Because even Biden, because remember the big thing from the George Floyd protest was defund the police, defund the police, defund the police. And that's been the left-leaning sentiments. Joe Biden was like, no, we're funding. We think the police needs more funding.
And a new poll came out today in the New York Post that said 81% of black people say they want the police we have and then some.
Yeah.
And that's problem, reaction, solution.
Yeah.
If you ask black people that question in the midst of so many black brothers and sisters dying in the streets because the police are negligent of doing their duty, what they were swore to do. Doesn't matter if you like me or not, you swore to do this job, and now y'all falling back with the blue flu and all this other stuff, and now black people in these tough crime-ridden neighborhoods are suffering more. So the obvious thing they're gonna say is, yo, we need more police, which is what the police department wanted all along, to demonstrate their power by stepping back, because we didn't fill the void with community activism. As much as we talked about it, the gangs were not prepared to step into a role of true activism and say we can patrol our own neighborhoods. The gangs are stepping up, taking it even one step further to get the people they had beef with. So that's the difference when we talk about policing our own neighborhoods. When the gangs are warring with each other, there's no way we're going to have peace. And, you know, the police department knows that. And they sat back and let you guys get off a whole bunch of killings. Normally ones, not that they wouldn't have happened, but just the presence of police officers usually can quell certain things, because New York was looking like Chicago.
It was, man. It was getting crazy. And then, again, if you know the gun laws in New York, you know, like, to even get caught with one is risky enough.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
Everybody's getting shot in broad daylight. I'm watching videos in broad daylight.
Yes.
So that was by design.
Yes.
And
Side note, go ahead.
And then, like you said, the study that came out, those studies, you can make a study say whatever you want it to say.
We know that.
You know what I'm saying? So you take a poll now when a lot of people are getting killed, in these neighborhoods, that's what it's going to say.
Right.
And then that goes with Biden saying we should fund the police, so it makes it look like
he's right on point and we're in synchronicity. A famous Chicago rapper.
FBG Duck, something like that.
FBG Duck. I don't want to
he got killed.
Abuse his name. He recently was killed in broad daylight coming out of the Chanel store, I believe.
FBG Duck. He was killed.
FBG Duck.
The police think he was killed because he was making fun of a dead rival.
Okay, and I see that's a new thing with these gangsters, these gangster rappers. When a rival gang member dies, they either celebrate with a song.
That's not a new thing. That's been a
not a new thing.
That's been a thing, especially in Chicago though. Like they make songs.
Yeah, they make songs
the next day, about it, and
So
and he was from Chicago, so
Christopher. I'm not even gonna attempt that last name. Olatalamali.
He said, the fact is that Biden is the nominee. It shows that election is about who is the best candidate. The whole thing is trash. This is a fact.
That is a fact.
This is a fact. And
I'm sorry I butchered your name. Yeah.
And this is what I want people to just realize, right? I think me personally, when I want to say 2016, when the whole Trump and Hillary thing, I was kind of invested in it. Like, damn, I can't believe Trump is saying these things.
Yeah.
I was invested, like, whoa, right? And then, again, I didn't vote for either one of them. But this election, now I'm taking myself out of it completely. I'm just watching. And you got to watch how they're politicizing everything. They're not even... The way they're politicizing everything should give you a green light to how much of a game this all is.
Yes.
And you should be kind of insulted by it as well, me personally.
Right.
I mean, it's taking your intelligence for, like, okay, they're not...
But it's always the litmus test to just how far advanced the people have come. Now, more of us are aware of the games being played, but still not enough. There's still going to be, when we start talking about elders, when we start talking about those who believe that their government has their best interest at hand, they are still going to flow with the narrative and get their vote in, because when life is appeared to be in despair for you, that's the only hope you have, is to vote your way out of it. But me, I'm not even a historian per se, but I've always been taught, if you want to know about the unknown, you study the known. And the known is no president has changed the condition of black people. So therefore, I don't think no president will. You know what I mean? And understanding how power structure works, and the hidden hand and the unseen hand, and where true power lies, I don't want to invest energy into this process. But trying to explain that to people is not as easy as you think it would possibly be.
No, it is
so
not.
we have to talk to those of us who get it.
What about the professor whose guessed nine of the past elections correctly said he is predicting that Biden's going to win?
Well, if he's predicted 9, again, that just proves the point. You want to know about the unknown, you study the known. 9 presidents, that's at least 40 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you think 9 times 4, about 36, or at least, yep, that's a process. So something he knows. So perhaps
Alan Lichtman.
Yeah, Trump will be a term president, and order will be restored. You know what I'm saying? Because with Biden comes Obama, becomes the Clintons, the Bushes. Even though Bush was a Republican, they all seem to be chummy and hanging. So the outlier is Trump.
Yeah.
Right? He came through. He came through. He was a glitch in the historical perspective. He shook some things up, but it was so much chaos because on his watch, this is what happens.
Just real quick, and we're going to change topics, but I think it's funny that what's going to happen is Biden gets elected, and people are going to be so happy that Trump is not there anymore. But Biden is going to he's going to make the excuse for 4 years that it was so bad.
I had to clean this up.
And then nothing will change.
And then, but even the people will buy into that. Well, it was so bad when Trump was here. We had to give him at least 4 years.
Actually, Odyssey, we were downstairs, and then this white lady and this black dude were going back and forth, just debating about everything has been so messed up since Trump got in. And then black dude was just like, it's always been messed up.
Yeah, because of perspective.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing changed for me. But from her perspective, as a white woman who's probably privileged.
Yeah, older white woman.
Older white woman.
Yep.
This is chaos. But for the black man, he's like, ain't nothing changed for me. So it's a matter of perspective. Wiggle Works. Is that a club? Get into Wiggle Works. No. Nothing, I guess, in the last 2 presidents, last 5 NBA championships, and last 6. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
What do you think about Jay-Z and Roc Nation's program at LIU Brooklyn?
I have to preface this by saying Jay-Z is a satanic person. I have to say this because I know how the chat is going to be, right? Jay-Z is Baphomet. Jay-Z is
Illuminati
Hove. Jay-Z was he was on the flight.
He was on the ledger.
He was on the ledger with Epstein. He was on the ledger. He bumped foreheads with the witch lady.
With the spirit cooker.
Yeah. He sold drugs.
Yeah.
For 12 albums. I have to make mention of all of that first.
Yes.
Before I say,
yes,
I think the program he's starting at LIU, which is for a program to teach you sports management, music, production, everything related to the music industry, is a good program and scholarship program. So I guess I can just get all that out of the way.
Yeah,
I don't have to go in the chat and defend what I'm saying. But if you're into the music industry, you want to learn how the music industry work, because there are a lot of just jobs that people don't understand in the music industry, where you can have a passion. You could be a graphics designer, a director. You might want to be a sports agent. And this scholarship program that he started along with LIU will give those in the New York area. And see, by being a program like this in New York is 2 and 3 folds, because
he's from Brooklyn.
Right, he's from Brooklyn.
Right.
But he can have guests. Speakers come through. New York, you can get your internship on right away, because New York is the mecca of all of this fashion industry. So if that's an industry you want to get into, you don't have to like Jay-Z. But if you qualify for the scholarship, that does not make you satanic, because you got a free scholarship to go to LIU and learn the business.
I guess it's hard to walk and chew gum at the same time.
I guess it is hard to walk and chew gum at the same time. So this Roc Nation program, I think, will be good for anybody looking to take advantage of an opportunity to learn the business, and then what you apply what you have learned because the internship is where the business really is.
Yeah.
You get a real good
Because
look.
I'm always skeptical of like programs that teach like entrepreneurship, like stuff like that, because like stuff changes so much all the time. Like if you were to have a record, a music business course 10 years ago to now,
It's different.
way different. You know what I'm
But
saying?
that's why your course has to change.
Right.
You have to keep your course, your online course or whatever, fresh.
Yeah.
So because you put the course up, talking to you, because I know you're going to put a couple of courses up,
That's what I'm doing.
you have to stay on the ground for all the changes, whether it's digitally, socially, and all of that, and add those as, to the course so that the course stays fresh. And I'm pretty sure this Roc Nation scholarship program.
Yeah, it's dope. I mean, I think it's dope if you're able to take advantage. More power to you.
Yes.
More power to you.
And it's no different than you getting a scholarship from Oprah Winfrey or the Kennedy Foundation, of all of these people who have done foul shit.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But take advantage of the program.
Right. All right. So okay, you're a parent,
Yes.
right? You are. You've been to every Phil Valentine lecture. You understand what happens, but your kid wants to go to college.
Yes.
Your kid qualifies for a scholarship,
Yes.
full scholarship, but it's from the Kennedys or the Rockefellers.
Yes.
You tell them no, that they're not.
No,
taking that
I'm
money?
saying, you qualified.
go
And
right.
make sure you put down your father ain't ever been around.
Right. So is
That nigga, we ain't seen that nigga since he spit me out.
yeah. So
Yeah.
does that make you a hypocrite, or are you just taking advantage?
If
of
it
an
makes us a
opportunity?
hypocrite, we at this very moment are hypocrites. We are on YouTube. We don't own
We don't own
YouTube.
YouTube. This is true.
The guy who owns YouTube is probably a racist.
Right.
We don't own Facebook. We don't own Apple. We don't own none of that. So we are the biggest hypocrites going. Check it up for hypocrites. So when it's put to you like that, what we trying to say is calm down.
Yeah. Relax.
Relax a little bit. Just
Yeah,
relax a little bit.
Be woke, but take
But
naps.
take naps. That's it. That's it. And with that said, can we head to a
Yes.
commercial?
Let's pay some bills,
Let's pay some bills.
and we shall return.
Yeah, Damir Ski. We appreciate that.
Young, Black, and Married. How to Snuggle Through the Struggle is described as couples therapy in the palm of your hands. This relationship tool is ideal for married couples or individuals seeking a committed relationship. Sometimes couples forget the most fundamental elements of a healthy, happy relationship. The authors, Jared and Missy James, have been able to spread their mission of preserving the Black family structure from America to Africa. This book is for any relationship, regardless of age, race, or sexual preference. Young, Black, and Married, How to Snuggle Through the Struggle is available on major platforms like iTunes, Kindle, and more.
We are just us, a couple, musicians, relationship coaches, and Soulinarians, and we'd love for you to join us on our YouTube channel, R&S and Hip-Gnosis, where we share music, discuss various topics, and share our journey in hopes that it helps you on yours. We currently have a special on Soulinarian readings. This includes your natal chart, a tarot reading, your Egyptian mythology, and number code breakdown, all for $40. Email us at rsandhg@gmail.com to get your reading today. That's rsandhg@gmail.com.
And we're back.
And we are back in the flesh.
So don't forget to support those Black businesses that
Yes,
you just
please.
saw.
Please support them.
Their information is actually in the description below.
Right, absolutely.
Along with the link to our Urban Extras channel.
Yes,
Don't
please
forget
hit
to subscribe
that.
to that. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers tonight. At least. Come on.
At least.
Come on. It's 1,100 people in the chat right now.
1,100?
Yeah.
Okay, come on. We should at leed get that.
Yeah, come on.
Let's get that.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is a light night. We need to get up to 1,800.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell a friend to tell a friend.
You know what I'm saying?
You heard?
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, in other news, and other 2020 that the world is ending news, New York had, or the East Coast had a hurricane.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was even in New York. Trees was falling.
I can't remember the last time I saw that many trees.
Yeah, it was ill.
It just was really ill.
And then the other day in Lebanon, and a couple of other places, but we'll get to that. There was a big explosion.
Yes.
That a lot of people are not there. The Lebanese government, they said they're gonna investigate, have full transparency. I've watched videos and it looked like straight out of a movie. A lot of people don't know where it came from.
I thought I saw a couple of things that look weird, but I'm not ready to pull my shoulder out on that yet.
Well, the first, because I saw the fire first, and it was looking like I saw and heard some more explosions within that.
Within the fire. Like an airstrike, too. Yeah.
And then it was like the big, but come to find out, there was an explosion in Iraq. The same day.
Yes.
There was an Iraq explosion in
Wuhan,
China.
Yes.
And we know the story behind Wuhan, China.
Yeah.
It was like 6 other places.
Yeah, it was a couple of places.
A few places so that's too much for a coincidence for me.
No, absolutely.
So I want to know what the hell's going on, just like everybody else. Like 137 people, 140 people died in the one in Lebanon. That's the one that's being talked about.
Right.
The other ones aren't really being talked about.
So it was North Korea, Wuhan, St. Paul, Minneapolis.
Yeah, and there's a fire happening on the West Coast.
There's a big fire on the West Coast in California, Iraq, as you mentioned, and the United Arab of Emirates. So it's a lot of fires, explosions, all happening at the same time. Now, I'm just going to put this out there.
Oh, God. I already know you were about to say.
As you know, my birthday is coming, and this could be the end of the world. So get right. You better get right, because you see all this stuff taking place. I was given the good book. Let me get the good book.
That's the good book.
This is the good book, and God has sent me here with this message. Urban Culture Decoded to tell y'all, you better get right. Every now and then, every 6,000 years, they choose a new Messiah, and that Messiah is me. And you better get right. Okay? So just letting you know, August 27th, if your soul ain't right, deep down inside, that's it. That's it. And that's also the day I'm expecting a new car. And I know what you're saying. Like, why would God want me to have a new car when the world is going to end? You don't question God.
Just pass the offering.
Pass the offering. Yeah. You know you never question God. Anyway, you can pick up this book at urbandecoded.com or shopurbanx.com. All that good stuff. Yes. So anyway, also, this month is unique in that you won't see it for another 800 years. It's the first time in 800 years there's going to be 5 Saturdays, 5 Sundays, and 5 Mondays in 1 month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
For another 800 years?
800 years, man.
Oh, sure.
Just trying to tell you what it is.
Okay.
I don't want to mess up my display. You got to see my man Remix for these.
Yes.
Old school, new school. Somebody said, oh, wifey's on my case. She put that back in order. Yep. So anyway, if we pay attention, see, let's not get distracted by all the earthly bound things that we lose fact of. You got to put all of this together. What's taking place with the weather, what's taking place in the heavens, what's taking place on the earth, what's taking place internally, what's taking place, all of these things, we have a tendency to separate them, but they may be all in conjunction, and we are in a new paradigm. We are in a shift.
Okay, so speaking of earthly stuff, right, about these explosions, isn't there something about coordinated attacks? Because didn't Dick Gregory say Malcolm X was killed and somebody else was killed at the same day?
Yes, right? Because that's how intricate these things are.
Right.
So we're not going to dismiss that these are not coordinated attacks. I'm curious on if whoever's in charge of it, because usually the media is out in front of this to create a narrative so that they can use it.
Yeah.
I'm very surprised that the media is saying we have to wait. So that's the first thing that threw me off. Because the minute an explosion of that magnitude, there's usually a couple of suspects already.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that we have in place. These are the people who did it. And these are the people who claim to do it. And this attack is connected to Donald Trump somehow, or the Republican. It's always something going on. So the fact that everyone is like this, you know, like shh, or we're waiting for results is what worries me.
Oh, okay.
Just giving you my humble opinion on that.
All right. Okay.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So what day was that? I want to say Monday, right? We watched not a press conference, but it was a video response from the federal judge whose son was killed and whose husband was shot, and she was linked to the Epstein case,
yes,
right?
yes.
The guy dressed up as a FedEx driver walked up, killed her son, and killed himself a few hours later.
Right.
Allegedly. Right. So we were watching her, give a breakdown of what happened. She was choked up, and I'm watching this, and I'm like really, really into it, right? And then my pops was just like, "You believe her?" What did you ask me?
I asked you, does she sound convincing?
You said, "Did she sound sincere to you?" And I'm just like, "Yeah." I'm looking at him like, it was wrong with you.
Because you have a son now.
Yeah,
I was right? And you thinking, fuck you mean that she's sincere? She lost her son. And I saw that.
Yeah. Right?
So what did I do? I backed up.
Yeah, he chilled, right?
I backed up.
I'm watching.
Okay.
So I'm watching. So she's talking. And then she goes, this situation, we have to call for different laws to be put in place to protect judges like myself and others. And I literally said out loud, I was like, that's interesting.
That's interesting, right?
And then she went on with the video, and then she's going on about these new laws that need to be put in place, and she's calling out for and it kind of left the situation about her son and her husband, and it seemed like an agenda to me.
Yes.
Which looked interesting. That's all I was saying.
And listen, all I'm doing is when somebody loses a child, there's an energy. I could just feel it. I could just feel when people are being sincere in most cases. And I just looked over Malcolm's shoulder and I was like, I don't believe that shit. But I couldn't say it because he's got a kid now. He got as most people do. So I usually don't get too emotional with shit like that. And I didn't even press it.
Yeah.
I didn't press you. Yeah. I let him continue watching. And then she flipped the script and was like, now let's talk about why I'm really here. We need these new laws and agendas. So, and Malcolm just was like,
like out loud.
Yeah. This was a really interesting thing. And that's not to suggest she didn't feel, the loss, but she was using her son and her husband to create a whole nother agenda.
Yeah, it was weird, man.
It was very weird.
It was just like, what?
If y'all seen it, y'all know what I'm talking about. Very weird stuff.
So I'm very curious.
Somebody said it was like getting choked up was written on the paper. Exactly.
Yeah. One. It threw me up that she was actually reading. I was still into it. But when I seen her turn over the first few pages, I was like, okay.
She ain't dropped one tear. Organic soul gumbo. Oh, you make organic soul gumbo?
Yeah, they the family. They family.
Oh, I'm in. Well, why can we haven't received none of that? That organic soul gumbo.
Yeah, someone said it was really bad acting. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was bad acting.
But you see how quick you can lose logic to emotion?
Listen, it's always, logic over emotion. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm always telling you, do not speak until you have gathered yourself.
Yeah.
Because you'll be out here wilding.
Yeah.
And I've done it. Been out here wilding. It's an agenda. She is not that smart. I missed that. All right. So we'll get back to that. So let's hit that button. We just wanted to call that whole out.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
That was for her shit. Yeah.
That was funny. Oh, so this happened today. As a matter of fact, the New York Attorney General sued the NRA in New York City or New York State to dissolve it because of she pointed out misappropriating funds and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I thought that was important, right? But two, the second thing that came up under that was they're talking about misappropriating funds, and this is grounds to sue. But the Clinton Foundation is based in New York as well.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and we're talking about misappropriating funds.
Oh, please. Where all that money from the Haiti Foundation went?
They never talk about
They
it.
built 5 houses.
Yes, they never talk about it.
Literally 5. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And took all of that money and took them babies out of there. One lady, I forget the lady's name. My people in the chat are sharp. Y'all know who this is. She got caught at the border with 33 kids. And they gave her another job. She changed her name, and now she's the head of a program that watches over kids. You can't make this stuff up. This pedophile child trafficking thing is huge. A good question asked by my man Adriel was, how come the big hands got us focused on the small hands? Meaning you focus on Epstein, these are small players. What about the Catholic Church? Buddhists, the Boys Club of America.
Right.
They got that new lawsuit now out where you can get that bread no matter if you was touched 30 or 40 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's so much. You start recognizing these organizations were only put in place to traffic children to some degree, shape, form, or fashion. But the big players, the Catholic Church, the Buddhists, all of these priests in different places and kids organizations. Remember, you used to be at the bottom of them little 39-cent kids and shit. All of that shit is a scam.
Somebody in the chat says she works for Amber Alert.
Amber Alert, that's exactly who she works for. How is that even possible?
Yeah.
And Amber Alert is about missing children.
Kids, yeah.
Yo, the ironic thing that goes on that they blatantly putting in our face now. But don't worry. We gonna see everything we need to see. Don't worry. It's gonna pop.
All right. So we're about to go into our Urban Excellence Story of the Week. And this week's Urban Excellence Story is sponsored by Growth in One Hair Products.
Growth in One Hair Products.
So we'll be back.
Growth in One are all-natural hair, face, and body products designed to grow, rejuvenate, and sustain one's natural beauty. Made from the finest non-toxic ingredients, Growth in One's original formula promises to prevent hair loss, maintain healthy growth, and preserve the overall texture and essence of natural hair. Each one of our products is made from organic essential oils, minerals, vitamins, and proteins to ensure the highest quality of results in every bottle. Whether it's hair growth or skincare, when it comes to quality, reliability, and service, you can be assured Growth in One is committed to the highest standard of excellence. We are constantly growing our product line. Please check out our latest edition, our Amber Aroma Scented Candle. It's hand poured with love. Please visit our website at growthin1.com. Our products are designed to reveal the best version of yourself while including clean ingredients.
And we're back. So as you saw, this week's Urban Excellence Story of the Week, which we highlight somebody in the community, within our community, who's doing something amazing, no matter what the story, how big, how small it is. We try to highlight them. Thursday shows. And this week, we are sponsored by Growth in One Hair Products, as you see here.
This is a whole litany of products.
Definitely.
Here. And I remember Amber had just like one product.
Yes.
It was just the
hair growth.
The hair growth.
Yes.
And by popular demand, these orders she's filling now, 20, 30, 40 orders. She's filling orders now for beauty salons who have followed her products, who love her products and what they do. And they're for men too. See, that's what was confusing. You see the commercial, you see a lot of women. Eli's using this.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Because he has, the dreads in now. And, these products are helping his hair grow.
Yes.
These are all natural products.
Yes.
There's no chemicals. I didn't even know my niece was into this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then we actually did an interview with her. That actually We're gonna actually put that up soon
on our new channel.
On our new channel, yes.
Yes, we'll put that up on the new channel.
And she talked about how she actually had to learn what ingredients actually went with ingredients to make sure they were actually safe for people to actually take.
That's alchemy.
Yeah,
that's an alchemical process. And her latest is this candle over here.
Yeah, and if you see this candle, first of all, it smells amazing. But if you see it, we use it. Like,
oh yeah, we use it.
We clearly use it.
We clearly use this shit. Yeah, and it smells amazing.
Yeah, it does.
I went in Odyssey's room. She was burning it, probably talking to her boyfriend and shit, and all that other good stuff. But this stuff is amazing.
So shout out to Growth in One. Their information is in the description.
Because I think I'm gonna grow my hair back.
Yeah,
and I think I'm gonna use the Growth in One.
Yeah.
You think I got a shot?
I don't know, because your hairline is going.
It's just going.
It's going.
But it's not uncommon I can get like my hairline back over here. Just a touch.
Yeah. Okay.
I could, but the top of my head is bald now.
Yeah, so
you think it's over?
I don't know. But Growth in One.
Maybe Growth in One.
Growth in One.
To give me a shot.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to see what happens. So let's get into this Urban Excellence story.
Yes, so this Urban Excellence story goes out to Rehan Stanton, a 24-year-old from Maryland who took a job collecting garbage to pay for his education, and he recently got into Harvard Law School as a,
Let's clap that up immediately. Now, let me get this straight. Rehan Henson. Stanton.
Yes.
He decided to collect garbage.
Yes, he took a job to collect garbage. He almost quit school, undergraduate, due to financial issues, illnesses, and he got injured. But he didn't live in a stable household, but so he took a job collecting garbage to actually help supplement to pay for his college. And he recently, this year, got into Harvard Law School.
So this brother didn't become a victim.
No, he did not.
He didn't, say, I can't do it. My mother's this and my father's that. He became a problem solver.
Yes, he did.
And said, I need to get a little bit extra cash. Like, I used to dig worms out of a pig pen.
Time out. Every time he tells a story how poor he was, he makes up something else. I don't believe this.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
I don't believe it, but go ahead.
Me and my cousin George.
Now it's a cousin George. I never met this cousin George.
All right, shout out. He just turned 50 on the 29th of July, right? When we down south, see, because down south, worms are bait for people who fish. The people in the south will tell you what I'm talking about. We had a pig pen in the back, and I used to go in and dig worms in the pig shit and sell the worms so that we had pocket money. So, I say all of that to say, my man Stanton here, he didn't rest on his laurels. He didn't feel sorry for himself. He had a dream and he had a vision. Yeah. And he said, nothing is going to stop this. I will collect garbage if I have to.
Listen, when I hear stories like this, when I hear stories about single mothers getting through law school and stuff like that, I am humbled by all of these stories. And especially now, I'm dealing with a newborn, me and Avery, and I'm just like, I don't know how women do this on their own.
Yes,
you get what I'm saying?
But they do.
They do
it. They still work. They doing this.
You know what I'm saying? So again, I don't know. And I went to college. It was expensive. I don't know if I wouldn't been able to get a loan. I don't know if I would have been able to get my way through. But shouts out to this brother who saw the bigger picture.
And he's going to Harvard?
Harvard Law.
Sheesh. Gee, so imagine the stories he can tell other young black brothers and sisters that I don't want to hear your excuses. I don't want to hear none of that. And see, this is what we're talking about when we speak about victim consciousness. There's always a way. Once your mental vibration is locked in that nothing is going to stop you, nothing is going to stop you. Racism ain't going to stop you. None of this stuff is going to stop you. You know what I mean? So when I hear these stories, I am super duper excited. I'm proud. And I want us all to, give him a round of applause for his journey. And it's just beginning. Yeah. So anything he faces in college is going to be like a breeze. I was just digging worms to have some candy money in my pocket. Yes, I dug worms.
I don't believe it.
I did. You know what? I told you, y'all getting too high on the hog around here.
I I don't believe it.
I'm giving everybody Obama phones. All right. When you have to text a message, it's gonna be a half hour. The T, the H.
You know what's crazy? I remember when I had a phone like that, I was nice.
Yes. Yeah. You young people got nice.
Yeah, I was nice with that.
I just was like, call me. I ain't texting. It'd be like a half hour to text. What's good? So, shout that brother out, man.
And time out real quick again, because let's end this. So that's our Urban Excellence segment. It's, again, sponsored by Growth in One, and shout out to that young brother Raheem Stanton. We're proud of you, and you're an Urban Excellence store.
Yeah.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Okay, every show sometimes I have to go into the chat because I see something that kind of bothers me.
All right, you get bothered by this stuff.
No, but it wasn't anything personal towards me, but it was this was something that I feel causes division unnecessarily, right?
Okay,
we just shouted out, mothers who do stuff on their own, and the discussion became, well, most of them have help. Or shout out to the single fathers. We get it. We understand this.
Why does everything have to be this or that?
We understand it.
But our brains have to be hardwired differently. We have to stop looking to because that's victim consciousness in its entirety right there. You wanted to say, whoever that was, point the fingers at the brothers. Don't forget about, and every time we have these conversations, these are agitators, whether they know they're agitators or not. Let's just give the people their flowers who deserve it. Because we're not taking anything away from brothers. We're saying the women who do that. There are men who do that. That's fine. Work 2 jobs. We know we shouldn't have to be literalists to really walk. Me and Malcolm talked about this today, how sometimes we start here and then we got to walk down a flight of stairs to entertain a few other people and then walk down another flight of stairs because these people are not getting it. We have to move. Just take it for what it's worth. You know what I'm saying? We want to shout the brother out. He had a very hard, and he didn't determine if his mother was single or father was single. We just saying, and Malcolm used himself to say, I don't know how women do it because he's in a household with a new baby.
And then just real quick, if you read the story, this actual story about this brother, his mother actually left his father and then left the country. So it was actually his father.
You see what I'm saying?
And his brother. So we made a point, and this story actually made the other point. So again, you don't have to take everything right the ass like that.
See, because what happens is, and this is to that person, I don't know who it was, we love you, but we have to call it like we see it. Once we change our mindset where we're not looking for something negative or looking to retort everything that comes your way, because you get people who just want to retort and rebuttal every single thing you say, and it creates a weird yo-yo conversation of us agreeing and disagreeing and agreeing and disagreeing. That's not what we're saying. Just let it live, let it breathe. The brother did his thing, and now he's going to law school, and it's going to inspire other people. That's why we tell these stories.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
All right. So,
see, we all, let me say this too. We all have the ability to fly, but we choose to walk. Right? Until there's a fight or flight situation. Where you going with this, Dad? I'm going to tell you.
Okay, that was my next question.
Right? So, we're walking. It's sort of like the other day, right? Odyssey told me, Dad, don't go downstairs. There's a huge goddamn water bug in the lobby. Mm-hmm. And I said, come on, how huge could it be? I go downstairs to the lobby. I kid you not. This motherfucker on the damn light pole doing pull-ups. And he had muscles bulging. He said, you going by? I panicked. I said, oh, shit. And then I walked by. Water bugs can fly.
Yeah, they can.
They choose to walk, though, right?
Yeah.
They be like, yo, Tony, they got food up in 3A? Yeah, son, they got a whole bunch of garbage up there. I'm gonna walk on up there and but they can fly until the pressure is put on them. Yeah. You want to see the bitch come out of a guy? Let him try to swat the fucking water bug, and then this motherfucker be like the Matrix and be on some Matrix shit on your ass. Yeah. And speaking of Matrix,
Oh, you want to talk about that now?
Oh, dude, I just threw it off the backboard.
Okay, that was really good. That was really good.
Sheesh.
So one of the directors of The Matrix came out and said that because first of all, the Wachowski brothers are not the Wachowski sisters. Now they
are the Wachowski sisters.
They both transitioned to women.
Yes.
That she's happy that the Matrix movie is actually a metaphor for being trans.
For being trans.
And again, we talk about revisionist history a lot on this show.
Yes.
And that is just a perfect example of how you can just go back in time and switch the
absolutely,
my lord.
And let's not even get to the fact that they didn't even write them damn stories.
That's true too.
Sophia Stewart wrote them goddamn stories, and whether you believe that or not, I told you I had dinner with her, and I could tell she was the oracle. You know what I'm saying? The way she spoke, her level of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of these things had me walk away saying if she didn't write them, she knew so much about the Matrix, the Terminator movies, that it was phenomenal, right? And I do believe she won that case, but maybe had to sign an NDA or something. So this revisionist history by the Wachowski sisters, that this was their way, but see, that's the way art works. Art is multi-layered.
Yes.
So when I heard trans, sure, it helped some of us transform the way we thought. It helped some of us, you know what I'm saying, transcend the way we felt about technology, the digital world, and other worlds. But I didn't see anybody come out of that movie saying, you know what, I feel like a girl now.
Yeah.
No one I knew who saw that movie came out saying, I'm feeling like a the or a he.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah.
So for them to throw that out there now to try to gain momentum and clout on what's going on now,
yes,
and say that the movies were Inception-like and spawn trans,
dude, I'm worried about the Matrix 4 now.
Yeah, because now can I see it, or is it going to turn me into a little boo boo or something? I mean, speaking of boo boos. I don't know if you saw this. I'm hot tonight. I'm doing your job tonight.
Go ahead.
I want to get paid extra. The Troll doll.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We saw, I don't know if you guys saw this commercial, or not a commercial.
It's a video a woman put up on, I think, on Facebook or something.
Or Instagram or something, and she was saying she bought the Troll doll, or somebody bought her daughter a Troll doll for her birthday. And the Troll doll from the movie Trolls and all of that.
It's a kiddie movie.
Kiddie movie. Yeah, when you press the belly, it makes 10 different sounds. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. But the husband, don't ask me why, the husband looked up under the doll dress.
And it's a button under the doll,
where the private parts would be. And when you press that button, now on the outside of the label, it mentions nothing of this. It just says press the stomach. But on the under the doll, again, I don't know why the dad was under there. We'll talk about that later. And he presses where the private section is, and the doll makes very suggestive sexual grunts and
giggles
and giggles. And it's very, very disturbing because it's preparing your children for when they get touched in those areas to associate that sound of pleasure with getting touched there. Very, very disturbing stuff.
It is.
So parents with little children, please be aware of how they're trying to condition our children at an early age and subtly do it. So if you have this doll at home, and you didn't know that spot was there, you might have just thought it was a section there. If you press it, then you will be shockingly surprised on what happens from that point.
Yeah.
So we wanted to, shout y'all out and throw that out there and keep y'all abreast of these things.
Let's go to commercial.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
And we shall return.
If you are interested in serving families and creating better birth outcomes, join our next online doula training certification program. Take advantage of our discount offer. Receive 10% off. Use promo code DON'TBIRTHWITHOUT-A-DOULA. Go to craftswombman.com for more information.
Take the jewels from our elders, rock them and wear them tight. Apply it to your life, and so you're not blinded of your sight. It's taken by the white man, cause it's blacks who fight. And we taught that we angry and mad, just out of spite. But we too grumpy black men, tired of the lies given to the kid in their lifetime. Real eyes, realize, never fly by me, by we the people, how are we? If we treat it like the dirt beneath our feet, while we trees waiting to grow up, filled with knowledge, but whoever show us, the names is Bobby, Mick, and Arthur C. We'll bring your mind and show you things you thought you never see. Just be open-minded, take a listen, and you will see just how much truth and knowledge a black man can really speak.
Leslie O Voiceovers album collaborations are intros, interludes, spoken word, and skits customized to enhance the story the artist tells on their albums.
He's even madder.
Goddamn
Mr.
right.
Producer, why are you so mad?
Yo, I'ma keep it real simple for you.
Tell them niggas why you mad, son. Tell them niggas why you mad, son. Word up.
I've been here for the culture.
With our albums and artists, you know, I like the storytelling aspect, and I just want my voice to be a part of that story, you know? Like how Mary J. Blige was the queen, she was like the hook on all the hip hop songs. I want to be the voiceover on all the music.
The Ludes mixtape is a portfolio of remixed inspiration.
Leslie O Voice album collaborations and voice tags for artists, producers, and DJs. Text me 903-246-4080.
And we're back. And we are back. And like we said, support those businesses.
Yes. All the information was on the commercials, but they're also in the description below.
Yes. We want to see these businesses grow as we grow.
Yes.
Show some love.
Yes.
The whole 9 yards.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, the UConn football team canceled their entire season due to concerns of COVID-19 coronavirus and stuff.
Oh, I heard about that. So is that going to be the trend? Because some of the Big Ten colleges I heard are going to have 10-game seasons or in-conference seasons. But the athletic director of UConn said that he almost kind of threw people under the bus with it. He was like, you know, the concern for the kids is more than money. And that was one of them, you know, daggers that go through the heart of all the other programs who are deciding to play.
Yep. There's a few players. One of the players from the University of Miami, really good defensive end. He had like 15.5 sacks last season. And he was supposed to be like one of the top draft picks. He opted out of the season. He just said he's going to get ready for the draft.
Okay, well, the thing about that is, what's going to happen unless he thinks by the time the draft comes, this situation will be in hand? Because I'm not sure if this is going to be the new norm, which is an oxymoron, because new can never be normal. But you know what I mean when I say that, because like we said, I don't think the NFL is going to play at all.
Yeah, this season I don't think it's going to play.
I don't think it's going to play. Too many players, at least 66 NFL players have already opted out of the season.
And I think 8 New England Patriots, and usually when that many Patriots players does something, that means Bill Belichick is behind them.
That means Bill Belichick is behind
he's probably trying to just get players to just, you know, walk away. There was one player who early he said he wasn't going to play. He said he was just wanting to be with his family. And people got at him about that.
Oh, but, yeah, young black guy. He showed his baby.
Yeah, but so apparently the first time he had a child, the child passed away.
Right. And I think the wife had a miscarriage or something.
Yeah, something else. So this is like he's not taking any chances.
So this is his first baby after a couple of attempts.
Yeah.
And in understanding that, he realized how precious life is.
Yes.
And he's like, I'm not willing to risk that by running around on the football field. And people got at him for not wanting to play a goddamn game, and made him seem like he's out of his mind. So I choose to respect any decision you make regarding this. But when you choose not to play because life is more important, who could really argue? Who the hell could argue that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Except selfish people who want to see you run around and maybe hurt yourself.
Yeah, I can't imagine an NFL game without people there. I don't know.
That
like the NBA is doing a good job of kind of hiding it.
The NBA, because they got the fake audience, they got the noise, ambience. Baseball looks very weird.
It does.
It looks very weird with all. It'd be 60,000 seats empty.
There's too many empty seats.
And the home runs is increasing because
Marquise Goodwin was the guy's name.
Marquise Goodwin. There is there's no interference, no crowd interference. So the home runs is flying off the bats. And so it's a weird time that we are in here in America and abroad. You know what I mean? So interesting to see how all of this will play out. But I thought Connecticut was trying to make a statement by dismissing their entire football program.
And then again, if I feel bad for the kids who are like the high school seniors who just committed to UConn last year.
Yes.
And this is going to be their freshman season or something. You know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for the kids who are in school in the middle of this right now. You know what I mean? Because it's a really just awkward, weird time that it could. You know what I mean? You could have graduated. You couldn't graduate this year.
Yes.
You could have. You know what I'm saying? It's. Yeah, they really just cannon fodder for a lot of what's going on.
Yes, really one of those things. Really one of those strange things.
Yeah, and we got some people who are getting scouted right now for colleges.
Yeah.
Who I want to know what's happening.
Facts.
So.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So going back to the election, Trump said that he thinks a vaccine will be ready by November.
He thinks a vaccine will be ready by. Does that also happen to be around election time?
Interestingly enough,
yes. Trump says around election time, and Fauci came out behind that and said, if we're lucky, we'll have one by the new year. So they're continuing to go back and forth and how they disseminate information and who's really in charge and what's really going on. So it's an interesting thing.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. It'd be so much conflicting information coming. Not even just about the virus, just about everybody. You know what I mean? I don't know who to look to. And again, I feel more free not caring.
Yes, not exerting energy on it. Yes, because I have reserve energy for things that are always important. I tell you, family is where the reserve energy goes, and what we're doing. I don't have no energy outside of that. Except for the show, which gives us an outlet to just, get some of the energy off. But outside of that, I mean, and I'm trying to tell you at home, don't even stress it. Keep your eyes open.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. Stay awoke and peep what's going on. But that's it, because the next move is and we got to prepare when the weather changes again, when so-called flu season. When is official flu season? Is that like October?
I would assume.
All right.
I think so.
So when the new flu season come, I want everybody in the Urban X Nation, right? Let's get ahead of the game and let's start taking our herbs a month before whenever the official flu season comes.
Yeah.
Not just our physical herbs. Let's get our meditation on. Let's get our minds right so that we can just walk through this. Do not wait until they put an extra little something on this version of the COVID because they didn't get their desired results, or maybe they did get their desired results and they come in with the second wave so that they can implement something else and take something else away from us in the guise, under the guise of protecting us, right? So they'll do that and we'll be at each other's throats in our own communities, fighting each other, and that's what they want. They want us fighting each other over who's right, who's wrong, who should take this. My aunt died, Nana died, this and that.
Yeah.
And the grand scheme of things, because these people are planners. It's all a part of the plan.
Yeah.
Right? So they're planners.
And I read a study that said that some of the test trials for these vaccines that won't work in some obese patients.
Wow.
So, in essence, right, I took that as it won't work if you're kind of healthy. You know what I mean? If you're not obese. If you're not obese, then you're probably a little healthier. So if you're a little healthier, that means the virus probably won't kill you.
Then you don't need it.
Right.
The people who need the vaccine, if any, would be the people who are out of shape, who having respiratory issues. Now, if I'm overweight, that means I probably have some form of respiratory issues, and the vaccine is not going to work.
That's what it's saying.
Duh, that's ass backwards.
Yeah, it's saying it could have, you know.
Cordell Grooms, thank you so much. They need to get back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
With that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But again, not promoting any of that stuff, but whether we promote it or not, they have an agenda. They are not going to let billions and billions of dollars and research and everything they have laid out go down the drain. But the only ones that can fully stop it is us.
Yeah.
Is our group think on something positive can have the results we want. I think we underestimate sometimes the power of mental vibration.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get back to it. Let's sync up and find those white people, you know, at your job who are advocates for not vaccines because they have power, they have money, and they're gonna write the right people. That's the people you need to sync up with just for that cause. They did it to us in the 60s and shit, and bandwagon. Let's bandwagon on their asses with this vaccine shit because they not them white people are not having it.
So sticking with science and health, right? According to BBC Science magazine, researchers at the University of Minnesota have 3D printed a miniature human heart using stem cells.
So let me run this through my head movies.
Run it through. Go ahead.
They 3D printed.
Yes.
A small heart.
Yes.
And what are they gonna do with the heart? Oh, for stem cells, using stem cells.
Using stem cells.
Wow.
Right. So here's what the article says, and I want you to pay attention to what the article says. Right. Okay, yeah. It says according.
Hold on. Take your time.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Sound them out the way I taught you when you was 4.
Don't do that.
Don't.
So it says, according to the British Heart Foundation, heart and circulatory diseases cause more than a quarter of all deaths in the UK. Right. That's nearly 170 deaths each year. Did you hear that number? 170 deaths each year. Heart disease.
170 deaths.
Right?
Okay.
That's the same number of deaths that have been given to the coronavirus, but that's labeled a pandemic. And I'm talking about in the United States.
107,000?
170,000, yes.
Okay, 170. Because okay, all right. So that's the same amount as people who've died here during the pandemic. Very good. Very good.
Right? But heart disease is not considered a pandemic, and we're talking about health, and a healthier lifestyle can prevent a lot of heart diseases.
Yeah, and a healthier lifestyle can prevent coronavirus.
I just wanted to throw that out.
No. That's a great point because it goes to show you what they deem a pandemic can be anything they want it to be, but the numbers prove that obesity, heart disease, diabetes, all of these other things have so many more people dying, but it's not considered a pandemic. I want to know why. And the coronavirus, the last I checked, had a 97% recovery rate.
Yeah.
When has a pandemic had that amount of a recovery rate? Just things to think about.
Mm-hmm.
And back to them creating this with stem cells.
Yeah, and that's okay. So that was just one point I was trying to make. But the interesting point about the whole point about them creating human organs, and they saying this is a major breakthrough. It can have major implications of heart disease, but
it's showing you again where the future is going with this.
Right.
Stem cells. When you take stem cells, they replicate whatever that organ is.
Where do you get stem cells from?
Yeah, well, you're getting it from human babies.
Yeah,
probably dead babies.
Yes,
probably all the aborted babies from the Planned Parenthood. Okay, I didn't want to take it there.
No, but it was true.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that's facts.
It's true. So yeah, that's
so your death is important to their lives.
Yes,
in the grand scheme of things, because the first person who can afford that kind of shit ain't me and you.
Right.
Okay, you lost yourself.
Oh yes,
Okay, all right.
It's okay.
You did well. You took your time with the words. You identified the middle of the word, the ending. Remember I told you how to bridge the words? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Remember this show, Electric Company? But, at, bat. You remember that? At, cat. I used to be like this. Oh, shit. Learning this shit. Yeah, the Electric Company. You got to be old school to know that. Electric Company.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
So, did you hear about the new smart mask?
No, I did not hear about the new smart mask. Let me guess. It's a mask that if you wear it, it will detect what kind of, if you have coronavirus on the mask, or is it something to detect 6 feet from somebody who may have the coronavirus?
Well, no. There's a Japanese robotics company that designed a mask that can help translate different languages and amplify your voice while you're talking.
Let me run this through my head movies because I'm slow.
Yeah, so shout out to the Urban X follower on Twitter who sent me the story.
So you can put on a mask. Mm-hmm. You can speak into the mask.
Yes.
The mask has a microphone. Mm-hmm. And I can speak English in a Japanese country.
Yes.
If I press the Japanese app.
Yep.
And I could be like, yo, where can I get some, Chinese food? This is Japan. Got no Chinese food here. This is Japan. I gotta tell you again, it's Japan. That. And I can say, oh, my bad, in English. And it says, I'm sorry, in Japan. Okay, I like that.
In Japanese. He said in Japan.
In Japan, in Japanese.
That's like saying you speak American.
Yeah. Does it speak the language of nah mean?
Ooh.
Nah mean?
Ooh.
I go to Japan, be like, yo, son. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? You know me, I'm in China. You know what I'm looking for. You don't watch my show? I need 2 shorties. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get them shorties at. I'm just saying, yeah. I guess that's the future. And, it would make, if you're traveling to these countries, because the language barrier is critical in these countries. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. When you don't really speak the language. So I guess that's something that could help you. And he has 8 different
languages. Yeah.
Languages? Okay, with more probably to come.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's a good thing.
Interesting.
I think that's a good thing. Yeah.
Interesting.
You are tuned into the
right. Electric company. Zoom. I got a zoom. Yeah. Zoom. Electric company and Zoom. They went back to back. Does it filter out CO2? Tamika Mays. That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Yeah, that's a very good question.
Oh, I don't know. So, apparently there's a gang within the Compton Sheriff's Department.
No shit. Really? Is this breaking news?
Well, a gang within the gang called the Executioner Gang. Yeah, and apparently they all have like signifying tattoos, and there are they follow white supremacist ideals and things like that.
Okay.
And they're being investigated now. But
is this the same gang that when they kill somebody, there's a barbecue?
That's a different part of Cali.
Oh, that's a different part of Cali.
Yeah,
so that's another gang.
Yeah,
there's a part of Cali where if you kill somebody in the line of duty, there's a cookout. You know what I mean? And that's their way to celebrate what they did. So, and I'm not surprised because so many white supremacists joined the police department for protection. You know what I mean? And be able to do these things.
I'm gonna get that for you
with
right
now. No remorse.
In Vallejo, California.
In Vallejo, okay.
Yeah, California.
Is that the Valley of Hoes? I mean, it's called Vallejo. No. I'm gonna be here all night.
That was whack.
I got a million of them.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's a different set.
It's a different. Yeah.
Wow. And these dummies are wearing tattoos. Mm-hmm. So that means when one of them break the oath, right? Mm-hmm. We all busted.
Yeah.
Because now we got these tattoos on us that identify us. See, yeah, that's sloppy.
Yeah.
That's sloppy.
I'm gonna put that link in the chat so people can check that out.
Oh, Vallejo is where E40 is from. Okay, shout out E40.
It's the Bay.
You know what I'm saying? Since we talking about language, that mask would really work with him. You dig?
Oh no,
he got all kind of lingo. That shit would just explode. That shit would burn. That shit would just catch on fire.
Like I said, no, it wouldn't.
It would be smoke coming out of that nigga mask. It'd be all confused and shit. Yeah. Shout out to E40. He do that damn thing. You dig?
Thank you guys. They're giving the pronunciation. We slow up here. You know
we slow.
You know how that is.
Shout out to Dante. Appreciate the support.
So I watched episodes 3 and 4 of the No Limit series.
Okay.
And I thought it was I thought the episode was really good, but I thought it was a cautionary tale to a lot of entrepreneurs out there who want to have a business, but also dip their feet in different areas so they can have, because the big thing is, multiple streams of income. But once you stretch yourself out too thin, that your main business can struggle, and that's what happened with No Limit.
Right, right.
He's had the movie, he had the sports agency, he had real estate,
he was playing ball.
He was trying to play ball, he was trying to go pro, and he had a bunch of different interests. And his artist was saying like, "Yo, like we were here first. Like this was what
this was the baby.
This was it, and we're not feeling like a family anymore." And that's what kind of took it down.
Well, and in my humble opinion, when you grow too fast, you know what I mean. You start out small. Everyone is held accountable. Then you grow really fast, and the goal changes, and everybody has ulterior motives. And like you said, you're trying to have multiple streams, but when you're not built for that, see, the second and third stream have to come at a point when it can be managed and you can oversee it. A lot of times you're trying to strike while the iron is hot.
Yeah.
And then you spread yourself kind of thin. I could see that happening.
Yeah. So but again, Master P again, he was very forward thinking, and even in the mess up, you get what I mean?
Yes.
Even in the mess up, because he understood that it couldn't just be music, and he understood I'm not the greatest rapper.
Right, absolutely.
So I got to get my money here and put it somewhere else.
Right, and striking while the iron is hot.
Yeah, so he understood.
Big up Sean Knight. Thank you for the Cash App. Yeah, no. So he
Sean
was.
Knight, thank you.
On the surface, it made sense what he was attempting to do.
Yeah.
But if you don't have the foundational people around you who you can delegate something, okay, you handle that portion of the business. I'll handle this portion of the business. Eventually, there's going to be some slacking somewhere. But shout out Master P, who's always been independent.
Yeah,
I'll put up a clip of one of his A&Rs. Boy, this was controversial, but he was telling you what happens at these parties. He was telling you that they secretly tape you, while you drunk, and then when you don't want to renew your contract, they go put the goddamn tape in. I'm pretty sure y'all saw it in the chat. I mean, put the goddamn tape and show him what he did last night. You know what I'm saying? And then you be like, damn, I gotta re-sign. You know what I mean? And he was one of the only ones who I felt was honest enough to say that. So that was very deep. So he was trying to tell you to come on over to No Limit and get you a real deal. You know,
and he said the way them boys did Ricky Williams. Well, if you watch the doc, he said because Ricky Williams got No Limit got a lot of slack for Ricky Williams' rookie contract, and apparently he got a big signing bonus, but it was all incentive
based. Okay,
and he got injured his first season, so obviously he didn't reach any events.
This is the running back.
Yeah, Ricky Williams. You remember Ricky
the
Williams.
smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay.
But he said, yo, that was my idea. He said, I felt like the signing bonus was what I deserve from, doing what I did in college. In the pros, I should earn what I get, and I'll get more money.
Okay.
Master P was like, yo, his agent did what he asked him to do, but we got the flack for it because we were a black company and stuff like that.
And see, if this was basketball, I could say that would make more sense. Football is very short-lived to begin with. Mm-hmm. You got to kind of get your money.
Yeah.
On the guarantee side with basketball, you got 2 or 3 years to prove yourself. So, but you live and learn.
Yeah, and it's on BET because somebody asked what.
Okay, that's on BET.
It's on BET.
Yeah, I want to talk about the movie coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Judas
and the Black Messiah.
And the Black Messiah, which is the story of Fred Hampton.
Yeah.
Just saw the trailer for this. Man, and it looks moving.
It does.
I hate getting too excited about a movie because they may have showed you all the key points already, or they'll do what they always do. They always find a white person to make a messiah in the movie. Like this white person, even though everybody else was racist, this one white person cared, and they get thrown in the movie. That's the only way you can get the movie made in Hollywood. So I'm hoping that that's not the case. But the trailer,
the trailer had my heart going like, yo, I'm about to.
Yeah, I was ready to get in. I had an opportunity to meet Fred Hampton's son, Fred Hampton Jr. Looks just like him, still keeping up with his dad's work. So shout out to Fred Hampton Jr. We did a lecture, I believe, in Philadelphia a couple of years back. And how they did his dad was crazy. But again, the infiltration of these organizations and how they, they had the whole blueprint of where he was and how Fred Hampton Jr. survived this was a miracle in itself.
Yeah.
So we're going to look out for Judas and the Black Messiah. If you can go to YouTube after you leave here, of course.
You know what's gonna be the complaint?
Give me the complaints now.
The complaint is that Fred Hampton is not being played by an ADOS.
An ADOS, right? He's being played by homie from and then
Daniel Akula.
You're right.
Get Out.
You're right. That's gonna be the issue.
That's gonna be the issue.
How could he know what Fred Hampton was going through? And they needed to get somebody who understood the experience. Yep, you're right.
And it's produced by Ryan Coogler. Ooh, it is. That's true. I remember that.
Who's Ryan Coogler?
From Black Panther, he did not Rocky, the other one, the black one.
Creed.
Okay. Him, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And speaking of no justice, no peace, KFC has a Emancipation Day flyer or ad that
went totally under the radar, by the way.
Yeah, this just went totally under the radar. Yeah. And this is what they think of us. Chicken and fist. Like, like, how do you make the connection?
I want to know who approved it.
Who was sitting in the boardroom like, yo, put a piece of chicken up, and then in the reflection, Black Power.
Yeah.
Like this is so racist. This shit is ridiculous, and it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
But this is how when they sit in their corporate boardrooms, this is what they think. We need to connect. Malcolm, we hired you. You're the only Negro here on the third floor. Let's clap that up for this Negro, okay? We need you to connect us with the African people. That's why you're here.
Yeah.
And we know you don't want to go back downstairs with the Negroes and have half-hour lunches and stuff. Malcolm, what do you got? How about a piece of chicken with a reflection of the black fist? We like it.
Yeah.
How fast can we roll that out? You know what I mean? And then you got to come back to your community and act like you ain't do this shit.
You got to get mad too. Like, damn.
Who did this shit? And it was you.
That ain't passed by my desk.
Yeah, you Negroes. I tell you, this one really was embarrassing.
That's funny. So get your questions ready, because somebody just said they wish they could call in. That's what the chat is for.
You are tuned into the sounds of Urban X.
Red Pill posted that on his gram. I thought it was a joke. Yeah. We don't do the call in because we'll say keep it to 2 minutes, and 3 hours later it'll be like, and another thing, Black Dot, because we need to come together as a people. And because when my wife left me back in 1977, I said, and we'll be sitting here like,
bro.
Yeah. So we don't.
Shout out to Sinetta for taking calls.
Oh, Sinetta,
he take any call too.
He take any call and he entertains those calls.
Yeah.
Sinetta is the master at that. Shout out Sinetta, because
do your thing.
I can't do it. So we'll just do it in the chat, and you ask a question. We can curate your question, because if you ask something really goofy, we don't want to answer that.
Yeah. So I remember when the George Floyd thing first happened, the Minneapolis Police Department was announced that they were going to disband it.
Yes.
Well, that didn't even get past the first ballot.
Right, so they're not going to defund them.
They're not going to disband.
And they never was going to defund them.
No.
They was using that to stoke this thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? See how mind control works? They knew all along that bill wasn't going to pass.
Yeah.
Because white people are not going to walk the streets knowing that they don't have protection anywhere they go.
Well, right now in Portland, apparently they were still wild, but all the videos I'm seeing of, protests getting out of hand is all white people.
Yeah. These are disenfranchised white folks.
Yeah, it's all white people.
Who
Trump said that if they don't get it under control, he's going to send something else out there.
Ooh.
So, I don't know what that means.
What that mean? He going to let the blicky go.
So,
Trump is gangster. Don't have me have to send my peoples out there and regulate this shit, okay? I'm giving you guys an opportunity, clean this shit up. You know how I get down.
We did address the explosions, but again, I don't really know, because somebody did mention in the chat that there was a mushroom.
That mushroom signifies bomb.
Bomb, like
you know what I mean? Yeah, like missile drop.
Yeah.
Kind of mushroom, it's sort of like you trying to tell me my eyes are deceiving me. I know it, like when the buildings fell on, that month when that happened.
Yeah.
And them buildings fell.
Yeah.
and a 5-year-old can go, that looks like demolition.
Demolition, yeah.
You know, so the mushroom also signifies that it looked like something was dropped there. So we want to pay close attention. But usually the media is all over this, trying to steer our focus and consciousness to a narrative that they have already set up. And I'm on CNN, I'm listening, waiting for them to give it to me, and they have it.
It did look crazy though. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like I was watching somebody's like TikTok. Somebody was trying to make a TikTok, and the explosion happened like as it was happening. Somebody was getting married, or somebody was having a baby while I was happening. It was. I was like, yo.
And the backdraft of an explosion like that blows out the windows of 30, 40 city blocks. It gets crazy. The news said it was a fireworks warehouse. Not with that mushroom. Something else going on with that.
But again, remember, remember when the fire was first happening,
you could hear fireworks.
It sounded like fireworks.
But that could have been the cover. To drop the bomb inside of that to, create, something. Maybe that country was rebelling against the U.S. dollar or something.
So you guys, somebody else put this in the chat, and I love my chat for this. You got to think about what building was it that exploded?
That's
in all those countries.
Absolutely.
In all those countries. You got to think about
what were they getting rid of, or what were they trying to uncover or distract? All of those are great questions. Great questions. Let's get to some questions.
Yeah, let's take some questions.
Yes, it did look controlled.
Unemployment plan to be extended. Thoughts?
Anytime you can get some money, listen. I wish they'd give me some goddamn checks. Anytime you can get some money, you take it.
Yeah.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's old school. Get that money. The problem is some people were making more on unemployment than they was working.
Oh, but again, so is that the problem, or is it the problem that the employees
were too low? Yeah. Salaries is too low, because when you look at $600,
what do you think about? Because right now there's apparently a big exodus happening out of New York by a lot of wealthy people.
That's a telltale sign that something is going on here. Mm-hmm. Only wealthy people have the money to do that, and they're usually on point on why they're doing it. These migrations, maybe they're gonna leave. There's going to be a degradation in the property value, and certain things going to happen, and then they come back because they have the money to do so.
Because I have been seeing a lot of moving vans lately.
Yes, yeah. White folks they're not playing.
So it's getting like de-gentrified.
Yeah, and Jeff Bezos just sold $3 million or $3 billion
of stock
worth of his own stock. Now that may not be too alarming because he has like $175 billion.
Yeah, so I don't know if that really tips it. If he was to just start unloading shares,
right? Well, let's pay attention. True, $3 billion here, $3 billion tomorrow,
true.
$3 billion the next day. So let's see where that goes. The war over Stargates. Yes, and Iraq is a place that has a few Stargates because it's Sumeria, the ancient land of Sumeria. So, where the Anunnaki and, all of that stuff kind of took place in ancient times. So, I still believe there are Stargates there.
Somebody said they was blowing up the Epstein files.
They probably was blowing up them Epstein files. Sure enough.
Facts, because they destroyed the Pentagon because of
Kevin Macon. Thank you.
There was financial.
Yeah, financial records.
So they just blew out a building.
Remember, Rumsfeld, I think the day before the buildings went down, said, "Man, we don't know where $3 trillion went. We just don't know." And everybody was like, "Well, we can see how that can happen." I lost my glasses once, right? And then the whatever they said was a bomb, which we know was, a plane. That was no damn plane. Yeah. And it only hit where those financial records were kept. So guess who got to keep $3 billion? Wow, that's gangster. They said collectively there's something like 20 or 30 trillion dollars have been missing in this country. Trillion.
Oh, I can see that. Easy,
easy money, just gone.
Yeah, I can see that.
I ain't getting none of it.
Jeffrey Brown, why did Giuliani call Black Lives Matter a terrorist group? Well, he's probably, in my opinion.
Oh, Giuliani?
Yeah.
He's the worst.
Well, Giuliani's a racist.
Yeah, he's a pure racist.
But you have to think about the Black Lives Matter organization, like the actual org, their leaders are trained Marxists. So
Right.
he was probably talking about that.
Right. In essence, and that went over most people's head
You
because you thought he was talking about you
Yeah, right.
as your Black Life Matter as a terrorist group. Now, he was talking about the ones who are funding Soros and them boys, the ones who are funding, and they very well, that is a terrorist
And
group.
then we said this on the show a while back that Black Lives Matter has the best built-in marketing ever, because you can't say Black Lives Matter is a terrorist organization because it sounds
weird. Phonetically, what it sounds
yeah,
like.
you just
sounds like you're going against black people.
Exactly.
So it's the perfect cover.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. That was brilliant. What do you think about Biden's comments that the Hispanic we spoke about that.
Yeah, we spoke about it, but we didn't really go into depth, right? So
let's get those likes up. I only see 595 likes.
Yeah, let's get some more likes.
Let's get some more likes.
So we often talk about how black people, you know, we say black people are not a monolith, right? So what Biden just said, he just echoed what a lot of people feel anyway, right? He just thinks that black people are all just black people.
Right.
African American community is just the African American
Chicken,
community.
you know what I mean?
And he's probably, I think right now he's just pivoting his attention toward the Latino community.
Yes.
Because he probably sees their growth in this country.
Yes.
And which is very, very big, and nobody's paying attention to that.
Yes.
I remember I was in high school, and
soon they gonna overtake us if they haven't already. You know what I'm saying? In terms of, you know.
Yeah. I was in one of my Spanish classes. My teacher said that by the year, I think 2030, like most of the country be Spanish speaking.
Yes. And you need to know Spanish.
Yeah.
Right? You need to teach juniors Spanish.
Yeah.
Because, and Mandarin.
I want to teach them Mandarin.
Mandarin, Spanish, English, and I'll teach them language and I mean.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that thing going because, again, and it's funny because when you in certain neighborhoods, the Spanish people look at me like I'm the foreigner. Like, you don't speak Spanish?
Yeah.
And they be talking around you and shit. And I hate when they all speak English and then they decide they want to speak Spanish.
Yeah.
Because now I think you're talking about me. Now my uncle speaks fluent Spanish, so he darker than me, and they think he don't know what they talking about until he open his mouth.
Yeah, I me and my friends, we almost got into a real sticky situation. But my friend Chrisana, shout out to her, she is Honduran, I believe, and you know Hondurans are dark. So we were coming home from school like in the 8th grade, and we were all walking in front, and then she was in the back with a whole bunch of dudes, all Spanish dudes, and they talking, and she came up to us. She was just like, yeah, they're trying to jump all of y'all. She said they just talking Spanish around me, and then she was like, somebody in brown, and me and Tahim, we had them brown, and we was like, oh, okay, it's time to get out of here.
Yeah, so did y'all run?
Yeah, we got out of here, hell yeah.
Damn right, clap that up.
We got out of
Be
here.
a bitch ass nigga. Live another day. Be a bitch ass nigga.
You know what I mean?
Shoot. You'd be surprised how fast you can run when you're scared.
Hey, listen.
Yeah.
Listen.
Oh.
I call it the light feet.
Oh. Who I ain't ran in a long time, but let some shit pop off, boy. And we don't even have to know why we running.
Yeah, exactly.
Niggas will be running. We just join in. Like, we'll figure this shit out later. Yeah. You got to know Spanish, bro. I only know, un poquito, mami, bonita. You know.
Marcus is really fluent.
Marcus is fluent.
Fluent.
Yeah, bonita, you know.
Somebody said, do you think the Democratic convention will be a brokered convention to replace Joe Biden with Hillary? The great rematch? No.
No, I'm keeping my eye on Cuomo.
I don't think Cuomo, but it's clear because even Biden, he also said some slick today too, because somebody asked him, I think it was a black reporter asked him if he took a cognitive test.
Wow.
And then he said something like, you a junkie or something? Like, that was his response.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Interesting stuff.
But that's the reason why they don't want Biden in a debate. They're gonna try. They're gonna try to stall that, and they're gonna use coronavirus as an excuse.
And I noticed what they did. I saw some things today. They making Trump look like a fumbling, bumbling fool.
Yeah.
He can't read the teleprompter. They're doing that to level the playing field.
Well, he did.
Yeah.
He pronounced Thailand.
Yeah, he been doing a lot of weird stuff, but I don't know if that's planned. I have no idea. But I do know if he gets Biden in a room, he gonna smoke Biden.
Yeah, he's gonna whip it. Oh my god,
he gonna smoke him.
Yeah.
Right? So they're trying to level the playing field. But look, they're both crazy.
Yeah.
But at least Biden, 170,000 people didn't die in the Biden. So they're going to run that piece. Somebody keep talking about the Nipsey Hussle trial.
Definitely spoke about that Monday.
Yeah, but maybe there's some new revelations in regards to that. I have somebody on that side who's been feeding me a little bit of information. So
Biden's
when I get it,
now.
you'll get it. You know? I'm not about to fight someone in the streets that's ratchet. I'd rather hit them with a lawsuit. No, you better run. Hit them with a lawsuit.
Listen.
And they're kicking your ass. You know what? I'm taking you to court. That's not going to work.
Live to fight another day.
Live to fight another day.
Somebody says if Biden wins, we will have our first black woman president because Biden won't make. See, if Biden picks a black woman vice president, he's not going to win.
He's not, because if we can see that, you don't think white people fear of a black planet. Listen, you had a black-ish man in there, okay? And he ain't get none of his family out of Kenya, none of that shit, right?
No.
You're not going to have a real black woman, so it may be a black-ish woman or a woman who don't associate, maybe Kamala Harris, who doesn't associate, and they can work that angle, but they're not going to have, what's her name? Abrams.
Oh, Stacey Abrams.
They ain't gonna have Stacey in there.
No.
They ain't gonna do that. If we can see he's on his last leg, so can they.
Yeah. Somebody said Rick Ross beat the hell out of 2 Chainz. When I was watching, he was winning.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That was an unfair battle to begin with.
It was.
Shit, I might have been able to take on goddamn 2 Chainz.
Nah, 2 Chainz was holding his own.
Yeah. Whatever. Tyler Navant, thank you so much. Appreciate that support.
Malcolm, do you need a coffee machine? I know you're not getting any sleep. Nah, I don't drink coffee.
No, you need a little bit of cocaine.
Nah.
You just need a little cocaine. And when I go with my kids, I have cocaine.
Yeah,
I had a Malcolm, and this time I had a cocaine in this one. Okay? Couple of sniffs. I throw his ass on the floor.
Yeah, nobody would be too scared if
and we play, okay?
What's wrong with him?
We just keep playing. Hey, Daddy, what's that white powder? That's just jelly donut. That's just a jelly donut. Don't worry about that. Nah, yeah, coffee would help a little bit.
Nah.
Yeah, okay.
Nah.
And then it's going to be the point where you sleep and he wake up, but if he see your eyeball, it's a wrap. So you got to learn the eyeball trick. Like, he get up before you.
Nah, you know.
I mean, not right now when he turn like 1 and shit like that. His whole thing is I'm looking at mommy's eyes. I'm looking as soon as I see somebody open an eyeball.
I'm not that because we're not trying to like really like spoil him. Like, every time he makes a sound, just go get him.
Of course not.
So he was fussing in the bassinet. I'm looking at him. I'm like, all right, if he calms himself down, I'm laying back down.
Right.
And he did.
Yeah.
And I went back to sleep.
Yeah.
So that was short lived.
Dude, you used to fall, and I would look the other way. Boom. And if you don't, it's like if you didn't see nobody see you, you would just go and keep walking. But the minute your mother see you, then you start crying and shit. I just want attention.
Child abuse.
That's all that shit is.
Yeah.
My mother used to say, first of all, I covered your face when you was such an ugly baby. And then she said, I'd hear you fall off the bed. I didn't go in there and get you. And you figure it out. And that's why I think I'm so tough now. Shout out all the tough kids whose mother covered their face and let them fall off the bed.
Yeah, I saw a funny meme, right? Yeah. And it was saying that because the conversation.
Yes, I saw my grandson last week. Amazing time.
Yeah, it was a meme because you know how the conversation is about sending kids back to school and whether or not you should do it.
Yes.
So then somebody said like the now new parents are like, how could you leave your kids at home alone? Then they said all 90s parents is looking the other way.
Like, are you kidding me? That's all we did is leave them goddamn kids at home. And don't open that door. My mother used to say, I don't care if Jesus is at that damn door. You better not open it. And I wouldn't open it. No. Mama said don't open that.
That's funny.
But those were the good old days when we had mayonnaise sandwiches.
I saw another funny meme.
Sugar water.
It was another funny meme about like early in March commercials were like, we care about the health and safety of you and your family. That's all we care about. Then it said August commercials. You might as well catch it. You might as well catch a coronavirus in Burger King.
And might as well. Come on in and get this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fell off the bunk bed and didn't even feel it when I was little. Yeah, you don't feel that when you're little until somebody watching, and then you feel it and shit.
Courtney Bush, the governor of Ohio, tests positive for COVID an hour before Trump gets there to meet him. Again.
Really?
Yeah.
An hour before Trump gets to meet him, they shoot a beam at him, and now he has the COVID.
Or
they can hit you with a vibration with that.
Or they just
manipulate the
You got it.
Yeah, tag nigga, you hit.
Yeah, you got it.
Like, damn, I was just healthy a minute ago. Yeah, that's how that shit worked.
Because if you really
not only sugar water.
No, I'm saying if you really wanted to scare people, like it would have to be like at home tests.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Because the fact that I can go take a test, and again, I don't see who's
right. It could mean anything, but if I'm at home
and it come up, it's a red stripe,
like a pregnancy test.
Yeah, exactly. I got that.
Oh shit, we pregnant for real. And then we go get another one from the store. Calm down. Look, calm down. You might be pregnant. You shit. Calm down. Let me go get the test this time. Because women used to have all them little tricks. All them little gangbangers tell them they pregnant and get $800. Abortion money. Be like, yo, how you feel? Ever since you had the abortion, I'm fine. New bag. That's a nice new bag. You got new clothes. You doing all right? I'm doing fine. These women used to have all them little schemes.
Somebody said, hold up, he just tested negative. So what?
Yeah, see?
Is it Uchiwali or is it one mic?
Yeah, is it one mic or Uchiwali? Shit, what's going on?
What else we got?
What we got, y'all? Herman Cain got COVID at Trump rally, possibly, so they say. But what's her name said she was just with him? Angela Stanton.
Angela Stanton, yeah.
She said, I was just with him. He looked fine.
Yeah.
So who knows? Who really knows?
Yeah.
Black Dot, you should see the commercial that came up when I put you on. Maybe there's more to this statement. When I put you on.
I guess when he put you onto the commercial?
Oh, when he put me on? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm slow.
Is Bitcoin
Let me get my glasses shining, because I might have not read that right.
Somebody asks, is Bitcoin the future? Not the person that asks. It's a person who I watch. His name is What Happened to Common Sense. He's really big into Bitcoin.
Yes.
And cryptocurrency and stuff like that. You could go check him out.
Yeah, he seems to, from what I see, he seems to be very knowledgeable in that field. So, dude said he might not be here anymore. How do you feel about the virtual reality NBA? It's a little weird. I saw The Truth.
The Truth?
NBA. Paul Pierce.
Okay.
In the crowd.
Shaq was in the crowd too.
Yeah, Shaq was in the crowd. So those little things. But the thing about the game is, and the NBA will probably pull through because everybody just passed their weekly COVID test, is because the teams that focus, because there ain't no fans there. Fans give you energy.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if you're the home team. When you feeling tired and in fourth quarter, the fans will give you that burst of energy. So there's literally an even playing field. Whoever can lock in for 3 weeks is going to win. That's it. Kanye is officially on the ballot.
I'm getting mixed reports.
I thought he was off the ballot in New Jersey for sure. So I don't know. They just said he doesn't have anymore. He got a second test. That's what you got to do. You got to go get, and you can't tell them you had a test already. You just got to go somewhere else. Like, I'm here for the test, and then you get your results and realize these be tainted tests. They be trying to, blow this shit up.
Chances are in New York.
But tell me when the new flu season comes. For my people in the chat, I want to use one of my lifelines. And so we can kind of get ahead of that curve mentally, spiritually, and physically, because I believe that this next wave, and I'm not promoting fear, whatever part of their plan is to make sure that you go get that vaccine, there's going to be so much fear infused in our community that you really going to want to get that vaccine.
Yeah, and it'll be easier to shut everything down.
What y'all think about Ice Cube's and his contract? Ice Cube has been on his thing for a minute. So I need to read the contract for America before I can really give you some more insight on what I feel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think what he's doing is what he should have always did. And we can't assume just because he was in Hollywood that he lost his ability to stay in tune with the people. That Hollywood shit is a game. Everybody's acting. Even when you're not in the movie, you acting in Hollywood. So a lot of our brothers and sisters do know what time it is, and some of them didn't take the oath.
Lakers catching the beat down right now. Yeah, LeBron's not playing. LeBron hasn't really been playing.
Oh, no, they haven't been playing well, but they've already clinched.
True.
So, LeBron, he like, I ain't going to try to bust an ankle on a game that means nothing. We're not fighting for position. True. None of that. We already clinched. Let these third string guys, let J.R. Smith get in the game and hoist up 30, 40 shots. Yeah. They playing the Rockets tonight. This will be a perfect game to start J.R. Smith. Because they ain't going to be playing no defense. Yeah. You shoot 43s, we shoot 43s, and get in tune, and,
how about Roland Martin saying he checked or cursed? Because I saw a video. He said
he checked Khalid Muhammad.
It's no way in hell.
No way in hell that he did that.
Yo, I watched Roland Martin get smoked by... what's that? Richard Spencer, the white supremacist guy.
Yes.
I watched him get cooked by him.
That's like me saying, because I met Khalid Muhammad. Yo, when I saw him, I pressed that nigga. He told that nigga, yo, he better not even. Who gonna be here to refute that?
Yeah.
So we don't want that.
Yeah, he's Roland Martin is like real Teletubby.
Yeah.
Poke him in the stomach.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're coming up on 2 hours. I think that's going to get it done.
Yeah, guys. We appreciate you for another great week.
Tomorrow, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, live.
I'll be watching with Noble.
Yeah, live. A.A. Rashid going to be in the building.
Try to check the language.
Yeah, we tossing it up.
I don't want to expose him.
We're going to toss it up. So everybody who paid for commercials, you getting a bonus. You get some bonus commercial time. We throw you in there.
Umar did smoke Roland Martin. He did.
Yeah, Umar smoked him as well.
He cooked his boots. Yeah.
Cooked his boots. So let's get out of here. Can you say the things you normally say?
Yes, because I messed up last show.
Yeah.
So don't forget to visit urbanx.nyc, the blog. Subscribe. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at urbanx_nyc on both. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Urban Extras YouTube channel as well.
Yes, we're going to have some treats over there for you.
The link is in the description below, as well as the information for all of our advertisers as well. And our sponsor for this week's show, Growth in One.
Yes. The Urban Excellence Story of the Week was sponsored by Growth in One.
And with that being said, guys, we appreciate you. We love you. Don't forget to like on the way out.
Charlie Massey, thank you. Up under the wire.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate that.
Appreciate you. And with that being said, we are out of here.
Peace.